All right. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Kindly drop your name and where you're joining from in the chat session. Kindly drop your name and where you're joining from in the chat session. We'll be kicking off shortly. Oh, amazing, amazing. Funke from Lagos, Rebecca from Lagos. Interesting. We have lots of people from Lagos. So. All right. Uh, we're expecting more people to join in. We're expecting more people to join in, and we kick off shortly. If you are joining us, if you are just joining us, kindly drop your name and where you are joining from. Kindly drop your name and where you are joining from. I'm still expecting to see more comments. Please drop your name and where you are joining from. We'll be kicking off shortly. We'll be kicking off shortly. Please, if you are just joining in, drop your name and where you are joining from. Please drop your name and where you are joining from. All right. We're trying to put a thing or two in place, but we'll be kicking off shortly. But before that, please drop your name and where you are joining from. All right. Today promises to be very educative. I'm going to try my best, as best as I can, to try and share sufficient information and sufficient knowledge with us on this call today. And just give me a moment, let me share my screen. All right. So once again, welcome everyone. Welcome to the AI prompt engineering course. It's been quite a while that we've been announcing this. We've been announcing this for a while now, and I think I'm glad that we are finally here. For one, we thank God for sparing our lives. All right. So it's amazing that everyone is here. Like I said, I'm going to be trying my best to pour as much information as I can. So let me share my screen and we can quickly kick off today's session. As we all are aware, this is going to be a 2-day session, a 2-day training, 1 hour for each day. Within the 1 hours we are going to be using, let's try and make it as productive as possible. We'll try and make it as productive as possible. So I would want your utmost attention. Okay. Hello, Dia Uludayo. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. All right. So I would expect your ramped attention. I would expect that everyone, please, if you have your writing materials, that would be lovely. If you have your if you have a recording tool, that would also be lovely. But of course, this session would be live and would be shared. The link will be shared for those that missed the session. But like I said, I will try as much as possible to try to explain and simplify on today's session. All right. AI prompt engineering. AI prompt engineering. I hope someone is excited, really. I hope someone is really excited. For those that were aware, last November rather, we had the free AI business course similar to this one. That was a 3 days training where we started to demystify what AI was, and we started to talk about how AI applies for businesses. And from that event, we got lots of participants that some of the testimonies we got, honestly, were mind blowing. I was even surprised that some persons could learn as much as they did from that particular event. So he gave us the notion that this should not just be a one-time thing. This should be something that is continuous. I mean, the knowledge of artificial intelligence, although it's not something that is new, it's something that has been for quite a number of years. In fact, let me shock some of us that since around the year 2000 to 2002, there has been artificial intelligence. But of course, many of us did not know about it until the advent of ChatGPT, where many of us started to hear about ChatGPT and so on and so forth. And then that became like a mind blower. And everywhere and everyone just started to talk about artificial intelligence, artificial intelligence. Now, that being said, we have gotten to a stage where we cannot kick artificial intelligence aside. We cannot kick artificial intelligence aside. In fact, it's starting to take over cultures and several things. Before I go into the main course, let me do a bit of an introduction. My name is Temitope Ajayi. I am an AI and technology for business advocate. So I focus on helping businesses understand, adopt the use of AI and technology to solve real operational problems. My story did not just start all of a sudden. I became an AI enthusiast over time, based of course, what some of you will call life. But basically, through my work, I actively advocate for practical AI adoption, smarter business systems, and technologies that improve productivity, efficiency, and decision making. Uh, in our small in our small time of being around, a couple of months now, we currently consult for Vigbam Digital Consults, a digital-based consulting firm in Nigeria. We consult for Tobish Airline, who is a vendor of fashion and some things around that regard, and also Tech Everywhere Limited, which is also a software company in Lagos. So basically, what we do for some of these businesses is that we help them to introduce practical systems and digital tools that they can adopt for their processes. We help them to implement artificial intelligence in areas where they are needed in their business operations, in their day to day. We introduce and suggest tools for business operations and several things like that. We also try to improve productivity, operations, and decision making through several AI and technology adoption. So, of course, we've been in this game for a while, and you can say we're a bit experienced by the grace of God. All right. So, what exactly has been our reach? So far, we've been actively reached out to 10 businesses. Currently, we actively consult for three, but we've reached out to more than 10 businesses who have drawn interest in the use and advocate of artificial intelligence. We are currently engaging up to 2,000 plus members through our audience on social media and several other platforms like that. And it's weird how we just launched November last year when we launched with our free AI for business course. I hope someone will be excited. I mean, it's not easy to carry all of these accolades. All right, but where exactly did all of these things start? Where exactly did all of these things start? Basically, our journey into artificial intelligence and technology started when I lost my job to AI. It's a bit of a story here, right? A couple of years ago, just after I had finished school, now, as a young child, I was very energetic and I entered into the business space. I, of course, got a job. I felt I was a bit smart. So I could do a thing or two. So I started on my journey into. I got a job which was fairly paying back then. I mean, it was fairly paying. So of course, I was doing my job diligently. But a couple of months after I started, that was when ChatGPT officially launched. Now, when ChatGPT launched, of course, I was one of those persons that did not buy into ChatGPT. Of course, I felt that how would a tool that is not a human being, how would it replace what human beings are doing? I feel that a tool can never ever do what a human being can do. I'm a human being. I have blood flowing through my veins. I struggled. I learned. I did all of these things. So I always believe that, of course, a tool like an AI tool can definitely not replace an human being. And I was in it for a shocker. Like I said, a couple of months after some of my team members started to employ AI and ChatGPT, and they started to move on, they started to do things faster. They started to do things better than myself. Some work that will usually take them 1 hour, 2 hours, one day, 2 days, they will get it done within minutes, literally within minutes. And of course, me that I decided not to adopt AI and artificial intelligence, I started getting left behind, left behind, left behind. Eventually, these things started to affect my performance. And when judgments will come, eventually my performance was one of those things that was considered. Long and short, after a couple of months, I had to leave the job. I had to leave the job. One of the reasons being my performance. So it is real when we say artificial intelligence is taking jobs, it's taking people's jobs. I also heard another story not long after of another lady. She was a graphic designer in, I think she was working for one Asian company. Now, she used to do graphic designs and several things like that. But eventually, we started to hear about artificial intelligence. And she also felt the same way I felt that, oh, there's no tool that can take an human being's job. So she continued. All of a sudden, she noticed that her employer started to lay her off. Why? Because they said they had other opportunities that would help them do the work faster. It first felt like a joke when she lost the first job. She got the second job, she lost it again. And eventually, she was also doing freelancing on the side. All of her customers started to drop off. Why? Because they said she takes longer time to deliver on her services. And eventually, she lost all of her jobs. So what I'm saying in essence is that, see, guys, if you are still at that stage in 2026 where you think that artificial intelligence does not really matter or you don't need to learn artificial intelligence, then I think there is a serious problem. There's a serious problem. There is a huge problem. In fact, you need to start to check what exactly is going on. Why? Because artificial intelligence is starting to take over how we do things. It's starting to take over the culture. It's starting to take over the status quo. Many businesses now, you start to see that some big businesses have started to introduce artificial intelligence into their curriculum. I was hearing from my friend a couple of days ago who works with Stanbic Bank. She said that the organization had to do like an overhaul. They had to invite AI experts to come and train them on the use of artificial intelligence. Several other organizations like that. Recently, where I work, we also have to introduce artificial intelligence tools that could help us do the work faster. There are some things that we are doing on a normal day that will take us maybe days or weeks. We have to introduce artificial intelligence tools just to get to it faster. Why? Because many businesses are now starting to move faster. Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. If you want to start your business today, do you know that within 1 hour, using artificial intelligence, you can create your business logo? You can create designs for your logo. You can create designs, posts for your brand. You can create videos for your brand. You can even create websites for your brand using artificial intelligence. And we started to see young persons that have started to scale and start organizations or businesses just leveraging on artificial intelligence. So, guys, really, artificial intelligence is changing the way we do things, especially in 2026. In the coming years, it's going to get even much more broader. It's going to get even much more better. So, that was the whole point of this drive. What's the whole point of we pushing the knowledge of artificial intelligence, the awareness of artificial intelligence? It's because we understand that there's coming a time where artificial intelligence will change the way we operate. And anyone that has failed to catch up would eventually lose out in this journey. So what we do is that we want to help businesses to adopt. Businesses that adapt to artificial intelligence will grow, and those that don't will be at the risk of being left behind. This is why I do this work. This is why we do this work to help businesses, even individuals, adopt and use AI artificial intelligence intentionally. That's enough about me. That's enough about me. Let's go into the main subject of today. I've talked about the company, so I won't talk about this again. Yes, a little bit of why this course exists. Like I said, our goal is to do a series of artificial intelligence awareness, artificial intelligence and technology awareness. The truth is that our schools are no longer teaching these things. Institutions are no longer teaching these things. These things are scarcely found. You need to go and sort for this knowledge yourself. No school is teaching you how to adopt artificial intelligence or how to learn tools that you can truly leverage. Students that are graduating nowadays, we are graduating and you enter into the job market without relevant skills, without relevant know-hows. Sometimes last year, we used to interview several students. We are trying to get new students to join our organization. And going through the interviews, all of the things that you see from the students' resumes that, oh, they were probably a teacher at some point, or they were an IT student at some point. None of these students have technology expertise. None of these guys have technology expertise. Beyond the usual WhatsApp, Instagram, many guys don't even know how to use simple technology stack. So all of these things are affecting our current curriculum. All of these things are affecting how we do. So this is one of the reasons why this course exists. Really, for students who are just graduating, for business owners, not just for business owners, even students are just graduating, the knowledge of artificial intelligence can basically help you land jobs, can help you land jobs. There was someone we were trying to employ last year. We're trying to employ an associate. And just because she had the experience on technology, on working with some guys on building technology, she was not the main person. She was not the main person. But because she knew about it, we employed her. Why? Because we knew that if she can know about it, then she's good to go. So that's the way the curriculum is now being built. Private sectors are now starting to adopt. Public sectors might be a bit slower, but private sectors are now starting to adopt. Many persons do not want to see your resume that it lacks any knowledge about technology or artificial intelligence or anything of such. They won't employ. Why? Because they are looking for persons that have this knowledge. They are looking for people that have this knowledge. So this is why this course exists, to help many people understand AI tools. The problem is not AI, it's how instructions are given. So coming to the prompt engineering course, prompt engineering is just one bit of a large aspect of artificial intelligence. Prompt engineering is just one bit of the large artificial intelligence. So what exactly is prompt engineering? What exactly is prompt engineering? Before we can understand prompt engineering, we need to understand AI assistants. Many of us have been using ChatGPT for so long, but we don't even understand what ChatGPT is. Many of the tools that we are using, ChatGPT, Copilot, what are the names again? Copilot, Grok, the Meta AI or Meta, and so on and so forth. All of these guys are called AI assistants. They are called AI assistants. AI assistants are those AI tools that are conversational. They call them conversational AI. Conversational AI is another aspect of generative AI, but that's not our subject for today. Conversational AI are the AI tools that you are able to speak with, whether by voice or by text, and is able to give you a credible response. This is just the basic of AI. This is where ChatGPT falls into. You are able to speak to ChatGPT and ChatGPT responds to you. That alone revolutionized the entire world. In just 3 years of launching ChatGPT, 30% of the world had lost their jobs. 30% of the employment in the world had lost their jobs because one tool came into place. And this was a fact I was reading a couple of weeks ago. He said 30% of employees had lost their jobs just because a tool, ChatGPT, came into place. That is, the usual conversations that you have with ChatGPT do X, Y, Z, and is able to do it faster and quicker. About 30% of people has been replaced. Why? Because that simple work can easily be done. So there are several roles out there, whether you're an administrative assistant, a virtual assistant, and several others. Many of these people are being replaced by what? They are being replaced by AI tools. In fact, I was going through Instagram a couple of days ago, and I saw a man that was pitching his company. It was a pitch for investors. Now, they asked this man that, who is your co-founder? He mentioned an AI tool. Imagine if they ask someone that, who is your co-founder? He mentions ChatGPT. Who is your customer care? He mentions Copilot. Who is your this one? He mentioned another AI tool. And all of these things are functioning every single day. That's the good thing about AI. It doesn't go to sleep. 24 hours of a day, it's constantly working. It's constantly working. You know, I was trying to pitch a product that we're trying to sell to a customer. I was doing a demo a couple of days ago. And I was explaining to the woman that, see, if you have a customer care representative is able to go to sleep. I mean, after 8 hours of working, even if it's 10 hours of working, a customer care representative will go to sleep. If you have enough money, you employ another person that comes after. Maybe somebody that is working night shifts. Even that person goes sometimes, when that person is feeling sleepy, he will be doing nonsense on your computer or he'll be doing nonsense for your customers. But artificial intelligence is always up and active 24/7, 24/7 with no breaks. That is one of the biggest advantages that it has. That is why businesses nowadays are starting to adopt AI. So you are a business owner that is still thinking that, oh, let me just use AI for maybe random things. There are in-depth things that you can start to use artificial intelligence for. There are in-depth things that can save you millions and millions in revenue. There's this man I used to follow. There's this man I currently follow, rather, Dr. Mayowa. Dr. Mayowa owns a company, I think Mayowa Company or something like that. You can search him. Dr. Mayowa is one chubby man online. This man, he said last year, March, he implemented AI systems in his organizations. These AI systems that he implemented was worth millions of naira. Now, many of you will be shocked that, somebody spending millions of naira on AI. Why? But the truth is that he said that the money that he got back from spending that investment, it was almost times 100 of it. It's almost unbelievable. In fact, the recording is online. You guys can go and check. Dr. Mayowa. Dr. Mayowa Olabi, yes, Dr. Mayowa Olabi. You guys can check online. He said that the money that he got back from AI was times multiple of what he had been using. That usually he will get in like tens of millions. He would have made money in tens of millions. But this time he was making in hundreds of millions. Why? Because he implemented artificial intelligence. So something as small as this is changing the way we are operating. AI is reshaping how we do things. AI assistants are tools that are designed to help you to think. They are designed to help you to plan. They are designed to help you to write, document, research, analyze, and automate repetitive work every single day. So you are currently having a process that you are doing again and again and again and again and again. Do you know that with AI, you can get these things done quicker and faster? Many of us still spend time asking ChatGPT, maybe create a picture for me or create my content calendar, and that's the depth of it. We've not gotten to the level where we start to do reasoning with artificial intelligence. Typical reasoning with artificial intelligence. If I share you what my ChatGPT looks like, in fact, as a part of this course, I'll try and show you briefly what my ChatGPT looks like. I section my ChatGPT into project by project basis. There is the normal conversations, yes, but then I sectioned it into project by project basis, such that for each project, we have different operations that we are currently tackling. So there are different things that we are tackling at different points in times. So this is what artificial intelligence does. This is what it does. In fact, there's a whole huge span of what artificial intelligence can do. I did a podcast with an AI advocate. She was talking about different businesses that you can start to do. That podcast will be released this weekend. If I were you, I would listen to it. She was talking about different business opportunities that she has started doing using artificial intelligence, and it's giving her money without doing anything. Without doing anything. So you are someone looking for a side gig, artificial intelligence. So several other things like that we can start to do with artificial intelligence. But where does the basis of all of these things come from? It comes from understanding prompt engineering. It comes from understanding your common AI assistant tools. So I talk about different AI assistant tools here. We have ChatGPT, of course, everybody knows ChatGPT. We have Copilot. Copilot is also another important tool. If you've heard of Copilot before, you are hearing of Copilot now. Now, if this is one assignment we can do on this code, if the only tool you have is ChatGPT, then something is wrong. So I want you to go now. Any of these tools, just pick one. Whether it's Gemini that you want to download right now, quickly sign up an account on Gemini, or whether it's DeepSeek, quickly sign up an account, or it's Copilot, quickly sign up an account, or if you have your ChatGPT, quickly sign up your ChatGPT, because I'm going to be doing a bit of an assignment or a classwork on Discord. So those are different kinds of AI tools. Those are different kinds of AI assistant tools. So I've taught us now that under generative AI, there's what we call conversational AI. Under conversational AI is where all of these AI assistant tools now start to fall in. So where exactly does prompt engineering come in? And really, what exactly is prompt engineering? We've heard of prompt engineering. I've been shouting prompt engineering. Maybe some of you have even Googled it. But for the sake of everyone, what exactly is prompt engineering? Prompt engineering is the skill of giving clear, structured instructions to AI. Simple as ABC. Now, I was talking about the different things that you can do with artificial intelligence. I was trying to explain that you can do X, Y, Z. You can do several things with AI. Now, do you know that if your prompt engineering is not good enough, you will not be able to get sufficient results as you expect? Some people are wondering, Do you know that if your prompt engineering is not good enough, you cannot get as good enough as a result as you want? Let me give you an example. Many of us think that prompt engineering is just limited to ChatGPT and co. Do you know that in the US now, they are employing several persons as prompt engineers? People are selling prompts. Go on Amazon now. Go on Amazon. If you have the time, go on Amazon. Check on Amazon. Just type prompts, prompt books, prompt books. Check the price that people are selling prompt books. Excellent prompters, people that know how to write good prompts, they are selling prompts, your normal prompts for tens of dollars. They are selling prompts for tens of dollars on Amazon right now. So it tells you that it tells you that prompt engineering is something that is in high demand. Anything that anyone can pay money for, that means that particular information, that particular knowledge is in high demand. So people are paying tens of dollars for prompts, something as simple as prompt. That has to tell you that there is something deeper in prompt. Many of us will just go to ChatGPT. Give one example. Maybe help me write a letter to my employer saying that I will not be around next week. And ChatGPT will just come, download everything to you, and you will carry it and go and paste it like that. You know, you are not even scratching the surface of what you can do with artificial intelligence. Do you think that with just that simple response that you have, that alone is enough? No, there is so much more that you can learn. There is so much more that you can know with this information. How do I mean? There is something called refinement of prompts. Have you seen people refining prompts over and over and over again just to get a credible result? Nowadays, there are now tools that can help you review whether something that you did is from AI or is not. Many a times we are not able to get as much as we can because we don't understand simple prompt engineering. And I'm going to be teaching us that in the course of these 2 days of training. So it helps AI understand what exactly you want, how you want it, and why you want it. So it's not just enough for you to want something. You need to understand or explain better what you want. Because remember, these things are AI assistants. Think of them as a virtual assistant or an administrative assistant. If you want to give somebody work, you will explain in details that this is what I want you to do. XYZ is what I want you to do. If you don't explain to the person what exactly it is that you want, the person can obviously not understand. And you're just going to be wasting your time and wasting your energy, explaining. You must understand how to adequately give instructions to artificial intelligence. So, like I said, it's not enough that you want it. You must know how you want it and why you want it. It's important. I'm going to be explaining. So, we've talked about what prompt engineering is. One, why does prompt engineering matter? You want good output. If you want to properly maximize the use of AI assistants, you need to understand that AI is just an assistant. It is not in your head, it is not in your mind. You cannot understand everything, but you can get it to a place where it's able to understand exactly what you want and is able to help you present it. You know, something just dropped in my mind and I thought to share with us. Do you know how marketable the area of prompt engineering is? Do you know that prompt engineering is so important that people are starting to build tools around prompt engineering? How many of us have heard of WhisperFlow AI? WhisperFlow AI. WhisperFlow AI is a tool that is helping you to refine your prompts. That's how important prompt engineering is. Because we understand that the work that AI is doing for us is so important. AI can output for many of us. It's beyond what we think. It's beyond what we can currently imagine. Many of us have not even begun to fathom the depths of it. But in fact, from your messages, from your conversations, to your designs, to your videos, to even coding, to developing products and several things like that, writing videos, doing videos. Many of us have seen this popular video on TikTok. Is it Wahala Baby now or Sexy Grandpa? I think I see that one so much on TikTok. Now, it is with so much fun that these people have written some of these things and crafted some of these videos. So you must understand really that if you want to get the best out of artificial intelligence, you must understand what prompt engineering is. So for better outputs, for faster results, for less frustration, many of us are so much frustrated when it comes to artificial intelligence. But really, you have to understand it, guys. You have to understand it. I've explained to us why we cannot do away with artificial intelligence. I've explained to us why artificial intelligence is so much important. In the coming years, there's going to be a huge wave where many persons that don't learn artificial intelligence are going to be swept away. We're going to be swept away by the wave of what exactly is happening in our society. Artificial intelligence starts to take over. So this is one of the ways you are able to position yourself for what is coming. Whether it's getting a job, whether it's running your business, whether you're a hustler, whether you're a freelancer, whether you're just trying to do your day-to-day, whether you're just trying to get by. These are some of the things that we need to start learning. If somebody is learning, type in I'm learning, I'm learning, I'm learning. Type in I'm learning, I'm learning, I'm learning. Before we go on, try and share this link with at least 5 to 10 persons that you know that need this knowledge. Try and share this link with 5 to 10 persons. Very quickly, very quickly. Let us share the link with at least 5 or 10 persons that needs this knowledge. It's free knowledge, guys. We're not paying for this information. We're not paying for this information. Try and share the link to at least 5 to 10 persons that need this knowledge. Amazing, amazing, amazing. All right. So, why does prompt engineering matter? I've explained that it helps us to get better outputs, faster results, less frustration, and more reliable AI assistants. More reliable assistants. Now, what are the elements of a good prompt? What are the elements of a good prompt? I mentioned earlier that we're going to be doing a small assessment on this code. So, if you have downloaded your ChatGPT or your Gemini or your Copilot, we're going to be doing a very small assessment. I want you to go to your AI tool now. Go to your AI tool. Now, there are some things that we call the elements of a good prompt. Many of us don't understand this. You know, when we were much younger, they will teach us in computer that computer understands by zeros and ones. Mind you, AI is also computer that understand human language. So what human beings started to do is that they started to look for ways to transform human language to computer language. That is why we first started by having keyboards. Keyboards. Using keyboards, you can start to write code. You can start to type into the computer. You can type meaningful information and pass information using keyboards. And from there, it evolved. You can use your voice. You can say things. You can record your video and tell the computer what to do. Eventually, this space became what we called prompt engineering. Typing instructions, setting instructions for your computer to understand. So I said, what are the elements of a good prompt? There are several key factors that a good prompt should have. What are those things? Number one is that a good prompt must have a role. What is the role you are trying to play? Many a times I see people that are trying to get meaningful information from ChatGPT, and then they don't understand that ChatGPT can take up the role of different kinds of persons. Different kinds of persons, all kinds of persons. Say, for example, you are trying to write a marketing plan or you are trying to develop your content for your business, and you just go to ChatGPT and type, oh yeah, give me a marketing content or a marketing campaign for the next 1 month for Kinikon, and you type it there. Or you say, oh, based on my past conversations, or I have a business, hair business, give me marketing plan for my hair business. Now, you don't understand that there's something called the place of a role. What is a role? A role is simply what position is artificial intelligence playing in that conversation? What role is it playing? And like I said, AI can play different kinds of roles. Whether you want it to be a professional marketer or a digital marketer or an announcer or a successful businessman or an entrepreneur or a successful website developer or an experienced, whatever kind of role you have. Even if you tell ChatGPT to do like Elon Musk, in fact, you can try and type in there that play the role of Elon Musk and tell me how to become rich. It's going to start downloading for you several things that Elon Musk is doing currently and he's using to get his wealth. That is how ingrained artificial intelligence currently is. It can play any role for you. But many times you just put in prompts there without specifying what the role is. It's a big mistake. It's a huge mistake. So next time you are going to be prompting, you must learn to put in a role. What role should he play? So say for example, like I was giving earlier, you want to play the role of a marketer. You put in there, playing the role of a marketer, an experienced marketer. Write me XYZ for my content calendar, or write me XYZ for my planning XYZ and several things like that. You must always have a role anytime you are prompting on ChatGPT or anytime you are prompting on any AI assistant tool. Now, the second thing is that what is the task? What exactly is AI? Many of us have the instructions in mind, yes, but sometimes we even fail to craft the instructions well. We fail to properly craft the instructions. Many times our instructions are vague. Our instructions are not direct. Why? It's because you don't put in the right instructions, the right tasks that you should carry. You don't put it in there. So it just takes up the assumption of, oh, this is what this person is expecting, and it does that. And that's a big mistake. Number 3 is context. Context, that is background information. You must always add a background information. What is the background information to this particular subject? What exactly led to this particular subject? You must always put a background information. So, say for example, now I was asking ChatGPT this morning, based on my previous chat, because I was trying to plan with it how we can plan a marketing schedule or a marketing plan rather for a particular product we're trying to sell. So we are trying to sell the product last month, but we noticed that the product was not exactly selling. It wasn't selling as best. So the strategy that we crafted before, it was not exactly working. So we had to come back again and say, this plan that we had last month, it did not work. What exactly do you think we can do to make this thing work? And we started re-strategizing. ChatGPT or your AI is intelligent enough to pick all of those conversations and is able to help you continue your planning. This is very important for business owners. Many a times, business owners are so much lost in thought that they've missed out on several things that they should do. But with your conversation with AI, you are able to bring all of these intelligent thoughts back and you're able to start a new conversation. You are able to bring all of these things back and start a better conversation. AI is always saving all of those informations, all of those things that you have been doing in the past. It saves all of this information and it brings it back for your per usual. So you must always have a context to your conversations. Always have a context to your conversations. And finally, a format. How exactly should your output appear? This is also another thing that we fail to learn. We originally assume that when we say AI, it should just bring out anything that we like. But the truth is that it cannot just bring out anything for you. You have to specify. Do you want the message to be long? Do you want it to be short? Do you want to be descriptive? Do you want it to be summarized? Do you want it to be in a PDF format? Do you want it to be in a Word format? Do you want it to be broad? Or do you want it to keep talking and talking and talking and talking and talking? Do you want it to be chatty? Do you want it to be serious? There must be a format in which you want your output. Let someone type in, there must be a format. There must be a format for your conversations. There must be a format in which you place these things. That's another important aspect of prompt engineering. This is why many times you don't always get it at the first go. You have to keep trying and keep trying and keep trying. This is what many people spend time refining their prompts over and over and over again. Really, ChatGPT is not magic. It looks like magic, but it's not magic. So you have to properly place these things. So if it's a business you are trying to run using ChatGPT or anything, remember that it's a business. You have to put in some level of effort. It will not come and substitute for your laziness. ChatGPT is not coming to make us lazier. It's coming to make us more productive. So you must put in a format. Is somebody learning? If you are learning, type in, I'm learning, I'm learning, I'm learning. If you are learning, type in, I'm learning, I'm learning, I'm learning. Guys, you are not active. If you are learning, type in, I'm learning, I'm learning, I'm learning. All right, amazing, 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 amazing. So we've talked about what artificial intelligence is. We've talked about prompt engineering. We started talking about the importance of why we should learn these things in this day and age. And we started talking about the elements of a good prompt. So now let's talk about the practical aspects before we close for tonight. Let us do the practical aspects. Now, I mentioned that we should download whatever AI assistant tool that we want of our choice. Once we download it now, let's open it up. Now, try and type in a prompt. Let's even practicalize what I've been saying since morning. Try and type in a prompt. Now, using this example I have on my screen currently, try and type in a prompt. For here, I act as an as a business process automation consultant. Now you assist to identify using AI. The context is that the business is a five-person online service company with limited technical skills. What are the instructions? The instructions is to keep explanations simple, avoid technical jargons, focus on low-cost tools, and the output format should be a table with tags, AI tool, and business benefits. You see this prompt, right? Is one and enough for me to get the output I want. Now, once I run this kind of prompt against AI, in fact, let me try and run it for you guys. Let me try and run it on Discord. So you can try and run your own prompts where you are right now. Make sure that you are putting in, make sure that you are putting in, like we said, make sure you are putting in a tax. You are putting in a row rather. You are putting in a context. You are putting the tax and the output format. Let me stop sharing and copy this. I'll continue sharing soon. Let me just stop sharing now. Copy this so I can show us what that looks like on my end. All right. So I will put in the prompts here. I've copied the prompts. I've put in the prompts here. Now, with this exact information, you will see that it just makes your work easier and faster. It makes your job easier and faster. So all of the excess information that you're always getting, it eliminates all of those kinds of things. And what you get is exact and simple. So it says here are three simple high impact tasks. A small five person online business service can automate with low cost and minimal tech skills. Simple as X, Y, Z. Three tasks, very simple. Task number one, responding to common customer inquiries. That's a task you can automate. Task number two, booking appointment and sending reminders. Task number three, creating social media posts and captions. Simple as ABC. Now, it then gives you the option that why this work well for small teams. It gives you XYZ as examples. And if you want, I can do XYZ for you. If you want. But you see, most of the time, many of us will just keep on typing different informations there. I want to see my village people. I want to see my townspeople. I want to do XYZ. All of those informations are not necessary when it comes to artificial intelligence. So if you are going to be typing in your own prompts, if you are going to be trying out your prompts, ensure that you are putting in something that is clear and that is direct. Let someone type in clear and direct. Let someone type in clear and direct. Ensure you are putting information that is clear and that is direct. So you're not confusing your AI tool. Many of us are just confusing AI. We are confusing AI. So ensure that you put in instruction that is clear and direct. So that being said, I hope we have all learned a critical fact this night. I hope you have all learned a critical fact this night. All right, so this will be the end of tonight's session. But very quickly, we've been announcing for quite a while now that for the certification, if you want to get certified for this AI prompt engineering course, so that you can display on your resume or your LinkedIn profile and so on and so forth, the certificate is closing tonight. It's closing tonight. If it's something you are interested in, please scan the QR code that is currently on your screen. If you cannot scan the QR code, um, my admin would help you drop the link in the chat session. She will drop the link in the chat session so we can pick it up. But this certification is ending tonight. Like I said, many people are looking to see what certifications you have on artificial intelligence or technology. Many of us have no such skills. Many of us are in school right now, and you have no technical knowledge, no technology knowledge that you can put on your resume, and you are wondering why you are not getting offers left and right. You know, I was telling us that last year I was doing a bit of an interview. We're trying to employ some interns that will join the organization freshly. Now, with the assumption that none of these people have this knowledge, we're only expecting that you're just finishing NYC. We'll bring you in, we'll train you a bit. And we're going through all the CVs. The ones that stood out, You would see in their resume they had technical knowledge of from Coursera, or you see knowledge from Allison, or you see course from Allison rather, certified from XYZ. And some people, the things that you see there is that they were a teacher in Notre Dame College. I'm just giving an example. They were a teacher in XYZ school. And you're trying to apply for a technical role, and you're expecting that with your teaching experience, teaching primary school students, you'll be able to apply for these roles. Guys, you need to start getting certified. This is the new day and age. If you want to get certified, the offer is closing tonight. Scan the QR code. The link has been dropped. The link has been dropped. So try and get yours before it closes tonight. So at least this course will not be a one-off thing. At least you get the knowledge from this course and you are going to get certified. All right. So if someone learned something, type in I learned, I learned, I learned. I learned, I learned, I learned. Like we said, the course is going to continue tomorrow. The training is going to continue tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to try and go in depth. We're going to try and go even in depth and try to understand some of the intricacies of AI prompt engineering. We're going to try to understand some of these things around how you can prompt for different kinds of scenarios. So aside from typing conversations, how you can type documentations, how you can type things like you can start to prompt your videos, how you can start to prompt your designs and several things like that. I was speaking with my friend a couple of days ago, and he saw one design that someone did using AI, and he was like, "Wow, how did this person do this thing? Just using AI." It was so informative. It was so informative. And it's some of the things that we are starting to see out there. Good AI prompts can help you solve all of these things. It's beyond your ChatGPT, give me XYZ. So if I were you tonight, I will go and start practicing some of the things that we have taught, some of the things that we have learned in this session. So that by tomorrow's session, we're going to just consolidate all of the knowledge and we are going to make it make sense for us. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone. Someone has his hands raised. Mr. Emmanuel. Mr. Emmanuel, any questions? Although I was hoping we won't entertain much questions or even any questions at all, but Mr. Emmanuel. All right. All right, sir, please go on. You're on mute if you're speaking. Yes, there is the recording. There is the recording, yes. All right, the recording will be shared to the chat so everyone can pick it up. The recording will be shared so everyone can pick it up. All right, amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Thank you for joining today's session. And I hope we've all learned. Do have a good evening and see you tomorrow's session. Please let's try and be early and let's not be late so we can have a good conversation. Thank you so much, guys. And let's make impact together in 2026. Cheers, guys.